Hey, what's up? It's Josh with Wyrm on the Moon. I'm back here again reacting to your videos, your metal riffs, this time Swolo 152. I waited a little bit later to do this so that more people would get in and I could use different entries from last time. And then I got busy. So this is coming out a little bit later than I would have liked, but I still wanted to put something out. So let's get right straight to it. I'm going to turn the fan on because I'm already getting hot. And let's go. Starting off with George and George is Greek. I don't know how to say his name. Angela Kopoulos, maybe? Angela Kopoulos? Angela Kopoulos? I don't know. Either way, George is great. Let's go. Okay. One thing I absolutely always have to say about George is his tone is just so freaking good. It is so, the clarity. You always hear all of the notes and stuff when you're doing those harmonies and stuff, just with basic power chords. Like it just, you hear each string, but it's still filthy and dirty. It just, a lot of that also has to do with how tightly he plays. But man, that tone is just, hmm. Let's break it down. So right away we have like some little arpeggio runs that are probably outlining the basic harmony of what he's about to do. And then right at the end, there's just a quick little couple chugs and for the turnaround of the phrase that I believe you're going to hear again. Such a classic, just all the downstrokes, uh, using the E string as a pedal tone, and you driving interesting chordal tones underneath it. Uh, Listen right there, like that's not just power chords, but it's a powerful chord. It's heavy, it's distorted, but it's clear. You can hear the harmonization that's making that up. And that's just a testament to his playing and his compositional skills. Let's hear this section back in full. Notice at the end of that, there's like a little run, a little pull off run. I always love those. I've used those extensively in my own writing. I wondered, I'm really curious as to how most people approach this because I struggled with these drums, not so much in the fact that the drums were difficult, but like it feels like there's a feel missing there, going from that straight forward beat into the double kicks. And I couldn't get anything I did to sound like it flowed naturally to me. So I was interested in how people are going to approach that. Listen, I'm going to play it back through. Listen first to the drums and then what he plays when we're coming from. The only kind of transition drum wise is like there's a little bit of a kick pattern there. And if you notice what he did over it, listen to what he does over it. Didn't go back far enough. So he does a power chord slide up, and he's like with the kick there, which actually is really good. It sets up that next section very well. He's doing sustained power chords over it. It sounds like a classic 1-7-4 progression, which can be either Mixolydian or Dorian modes. And then the chord that comes after it makes it truly special. Like listen to the chords. That. Now down, where the skies are blue, going up and home. For you? Yeah, it sounds like a Mixolydian progression, but then it's got that end that's just. Oh! All right, this sounds like straight up like something that Opeth would do, like Deliverance era. You've got the kick, and he does chord tone chug, and then he does that diminished chord. Listen back to it again here. Ah! It's like pull off, chug, diminished. Straight up sounds like something that Opeth would have done. Like, yeah. Hell yeah, man. Way to go, George. That was sick. Next. Abe the band, man. Abe has got his own like vibe, similar to last week where I was talking about Dave and Tall and his unique vibe. Abe's got that kind of like he's got a different sort of vibe that I just always really dig. It's got kind of like some ambient feel and stuff. Let's listen to the man. Null space. Ambience. what I say, ambient. It's just got that kind of otherworldly vibe, man. It's really really freaking cool. I want to look real quick to see what he said. If he said anything about it. No, he didn't. Okay. Uh, I feel like the title accurately captures the feel and mood of it. I really like how dirty, and sometimes this word is used in a negative context, like muddy, right? Muddy a lot of times is used in a negative context when we're talking about in the mix and stuff. But it works so well right here because you've got all these, like, the ambient sound is much higher register, and then you've got kind of like a wall of dirt underneath. And I don't know, it works for this. It works so good for this. Like, I can't picture, for example, we just heard George. I can't picture George's tone played under this ambience and it had the same effect. It still sounds great because everything George does sounds great, but like this creates its own vibe and own sound. Like, it feels like what space would sound like, I guess, you know. It's kind of like a droning sound, right? While you have the ambience droning on. It's a really cool effect, that like pedal tone bend that you, or pull offs that you were doing there. Again, with that ambient sound, like it all blend. It's like Distant Dream meets Tool kind of feel, and those are two really cool bands. So. By the way, just absolutely gorgeous PRS. I love how at the end you bring the wetness and the damp, all the reverb and delay seems to, I mean, it's still there in the atmosphere, but you actually bring forward the guitar more at the end and give that great bluesy rock kind of lead sound at the end. The guitarist in me wants to hear more guitar, but the songwriter in me is like, don't mess with anything that's perfect. It sounds so cool. So, Abe, nice job, dude. Okay, let's go with some Chris Loud. Chris is like the most Dime-esque lead player, I think, in the community that I've found. Killer rhythm player, but man, those leads always just they go hard. Let's see. Huh. All right. Let's see what happens here. Chris Loud. It's so Dime. Okay, he's calling it the leper's trend kill, and very definitely sounds like the Great Southern Trend Kill kind of dime feel to it, right? It also sounds like Leper Messiah, Metallica. So I get the title. Uh, if you saw me like leaning this way and this way, as I was trying to hear if the rhythm was in mono or if it was in stereo, and it's definitely in mono, which lines up with what he said here. He only used one guitar track, uh, and so like is all put in the middle. Generally, when you're recording rhythm guitar, you want a double track so that you've got one on either side, and then that makes the bass, the drums, and any melodic instruments that are mono really stand out in the middle, while the rhythm guitar sounds huge and wide. So that's what I was doing right there. But like right out of the gate, man, like this is dying. Sometimes I have a hard time paying attention to Chris's rhythm because I'm just like so enamored by the dime-esque lead play. But he's got a really cool riff going behind this. So if you can't ignore the craziness of the lead and focus on what he's doing on rhythm here. With the bass, it's cool. So he does like a section of dun, 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 and now he's come back to establish the first theme, right? Yeah, this straight up reminds me of Leper Messiah. He's even pulling out the little whammy pedal, like here, dun 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 dun. Actually, throughout the whole riff, I just caught it towards the end, but he's doing that, I think, on every one. Yeah. So the other ones, it's much lower octave, but then that last one, he's like going the full like 2 octave off of the whammy pedal. Chris, really cool dude. Steven LX. Steven is somebody I'm newer to the last few months. Always sounds pretty freaking good though, so let's go. Freaking go! Dude, so many cool things just happened there. I want to read what. Okay, he didn't say anything about it. So, I was just talking about in Chris's video about how generally you record double track the rhythm guitar, so it's, and then you put the melody in the middle, right? It actually kind of sounds like he did the ambient stuff wide, with the heavy rhythm up the middle, which is an interesting choice, and I think it worked. Sounds really cool. It's always really hard when you're trying to mix atmospheric ambient stuff like that with heavy, dry rhythm, right? To get that perfect balance of you're hearing as much of the rhythm as you want along with the ambience. I think I want a little bit more of the dirt in the mix personally, but still sounds really cool. I love that riff. Like, let's go back. Okay, so that's really freaking cool, right? It's almost like, so talking about this guitar up here is doing like a dun 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 dun, like it's outlining the essential harmony of the song, but starting in a dun 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 dun, adding some variation, right? Rhythmic as well as harmonic. Then this guitar is going to basically kind of start doing the riff that the cleaner guitar was doing. Listen to the transition. That's so cool because this guitar is doing again, it's the essential harmony of the song, which is what the big guitar, the cleaner guitar, was doing. Cleaner guitar lets the dirty guitar establish that, and then it goes and does a harmony on top of it. That's really cool. And then a little nice little melodic lead there. Even though it feels like Good in Flames back, like one of the instrumental off of Jester's Race or Horacle, that kind of feel where it's kind of trading between heavy and sweet sounding, not necessarily clean, but sweet sounding. And you got that little melodic. I love how it transitions. This section. Oh, it's a killer idea. It sounds really good. I would love to hear that in a full mix with the rhythm guitar pan and like that focused. I think I was wrong earlier. Neither one of them sound like they're pan. They both sound mono to me. I just love to hear that in a full mix mastered. Like, oh God, Steven, really cool job, man. I really like that. Mike Josma. Yosma? I don't know. But Mike, he's really cool. Oh, start over. I don't know if there's anybody in the whole solo community that sounds more classic thrash than Mike when he decides that he wants to sound classic thrash. Like, his title is just hard rock meets thrash metal. Ducks like Metallica and Megadeth would do. Yeah, that's such an accurate description. Classic rock progression there. It sounds Mixolydian. And then that little change up. I mean, that's thrash as hell right there. That run sounds like Blackwater Park era Opeth to me. Like, tell me you wouldn't expect to hear something like that on Bleak or Leper Affinity. Like, that ending was really cool too. So that riff, that descending run I was talking about that sounded very Opeth, that's a callback to that. It doesn't go the full gamut there, but in the intro it does. It's like he takes it another 2 beats or something. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, it's so fast. Got those double gallops in there. Drum, drum. So that wasn't just like a throwaway cool run that you did. That was like an actual established theme of the piece, right? You came back to it several times, and it was really cool every time you did. Sound is great. It sounds like something that would have been on an 80s thrash record. Cool job. Trevor Peterson. I'm very new to Trevor. I've just discovered his channel like in the last month, and the guy's pretty killer. real quick. We're gonna listen to Stefan as well. That was really cool. He did exactly what needed to happen. It wasn't what I expected to happen, but I knew something. When we get there, that run, that little arpeggio is so cool. It sounds Lydian. Is that Lydian? It sounds Lydian to me. Yeah. I don't know if you meant to do Lydian, but you did Lydian, and it sounds really freaking cool. And then it's like dun, 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 in like a, I just totally butchered that, but it's Lydian's got that sharp four, makes it kind of like a dreamlike, right? Which sharp four and flat fifth are the same thing, but when you use them the way it's used in context, that has that sharp four sound. Which, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, when I talk about Lydian sharp four stuff like that, that is kind of like a dreamlike thing, right? Like, I don't know how this is going to sound if I do this, but what are we in? Okay, we're in standard. So like the normal E major, Lydian has that sharp. That sounds horrible, right? But if you play it correctly, it doesn't sound horrible. It sounds really cool. Anyway, that run caught my attention immediately, and I don't know if I'll leave the me playing guitar part in or not, what that sounded like, but yeah. Anyway, Lydian sounds awesome. And then that run at the end kind of brings you back into like your true like metal territory, right? Yeah. Whether that was the minor third or the minor sixth, I'm not sure. In and on the second and doing the vibrato, but it sounds like the minor third. See, that's also really cool because this riff, you've got that variation that it's kind of like, it's nothing like what Metallica does, but sounds nothing like Metallica. But it's that same approach of, I played this riff, and now I need to change a little bit of the tonality to set up the next part. So he's going up, and it looks like he's using F sharp as his bass. And then it sounds, I keep mentioning Opeth through all these because this double kick pattern is also something like a lot of Opeth during the time period of like Blackwater Park. A lot of double kick patterns with wide chords and interesting tonalities over it, and then really cool runs. Yeah. It's building. You can feel it building. And right here, I knew something was going to happen there. I knew something, some kind of change, because it was building, it's building, it's building, it's setting it up, right? That's like building your anticipation. That's such a cool thing that you would do. Like me, I felt like coming down hard and heavy with some kind of stanky riff. He went for the solo, and it's really cool choice, and it sounds really cool. again, that had kind of a Lydian feel to it, though I don't think it was Lydian, but it certainly seemed like you were doing the juxtaposition of the tonalities like on purpose, right? Like you've got that dreamlike sound, and you got like that growly sound, and it seems like it's done perfectly. That whole thing sounds like it could be on Blackwater Park. Like that was really cool. Trevor, nice job, dude. All right, Stefan Assman. Osman? I don't know. Ola always calls him the Ass Man, so his name looks like it's probably pronounced Osman. I don't know. Stefan. This guy's always so good. He always adds just a touch of orchestral elements or like a choral or chorus or something. And I thought he wasn't doing it that time. And then just right, I heard it and I was like, oh, there it is. It sounds like the frequency is like there's a filter on the intro to, again, that's a classic trick in a lot of metal intros. Um, you hear it, and then when it comes in with a full punch, it sounds really cool. Like the high frequencies are effective. That's really aggressive. It's one of those simple, but you don't want to. If you tried to make it not simple, it would lose its effect, right? Like, yeah. Those sustained power chords sound so good. I wonder what he's using this time. He uses a lot of neural DSP stuff like I do. Gojira, that's my go-to. I should have been able to tell that that's good. Yeah. I love the melodic lead here. It's not even it's not a melodic solo. It's a melodic lead instrument similar to like what In Flames used to do back when In Flames was really good. If you like modern In Flames, I'm not insulting them. Like for me, I preferred In Flames from like Clayman and before. Some cool stuff since, but you know. Of course. That right there, that was such a cool, like, you've been grooving along in this, and then all of a sudden it takes an unexpected turn. That's one of the things I appreciate about a lot of members of this community. Like, they can play super complex riffage. I've seen a lot of them do covers of different stuff, and I've seen it in their own riffs. But sometimes they just write a good song, and Stefan is great at doing that. Like, the guy can flat out play, but he knows when to not overplay and write something good. And it always sounds good. Always has killer production. Like, Stefan, great job, man. I'm gonna do one more guy that I didn't do last week, and then I'm gonna do a couple that I did last week that I really want to hear them on here. So, all right, here we go. Nick Randall. Nick blows my mind. Talk about professional sounding production. Like, always has incredible production and is a killer player and seems like just a nice freaking dude. So let's go. Once again, I've said it and I've said it many times. That guitar is way too pretty to sound that freaking nasty. Oh, um, God, where to start, man? Like, just the tone of the guitar. Like I was talking about with George at the beginning, like, it's dirty, it's filthy, but the clarity is there. You can hear the harmonies of the power. It's not just power chords. You can hear the harmonies of the chords he hits. Like, you hear each string. It sounds so good. Let's listen again and break it down. That right there is like a Ghost Reveries riff. I know, another Opeth reference. Sorry, but like one of those really, like, I would have loved to heard the riff repeated, but the drums changed, right? I would have loved to. That's one of those things where I'd love to hear that entire section repeated because it was so freaking cool. Okay, that's where I was talking about the clarity, where you can hear the chord tones, right? He's not just playing root fifth power chords; he's playing all kinds of different chord tones on a very distorted guitar, and it sounds really good. Like, that is great tone. And then the little runs in between, again, sound like Opeth runs to me. The atmosphere. Hear the atmosphere, the reverb, delay, whatever's going on up there. It just brings everything so wonderful. Listen to it when it goes from the harder riffs into the double kick, and he's doing the sustained chords. Back it up just a little bit more than that. I'm not sure if he's using orchestral samples or if it's a synth or what, but it sounds fantastic. Or if he's using guitar, like you can do a lot of that stuff with guitar and reverb. He's not just sitting on power on sustained chords either. It's like Distant Dream meets Dream Theater meets Opeth, and I'm not sure he listens to any of those guys. I know I've made Opeth references before to him, and he's like not he'll have to check them out or something. Like, my God, Nick, I'm just blown away every time I listen to you, man. All right, let's check out my bro Philby. There's that trick. Filter. God dang, I'm glad I decided to watch his right now. Oh man, I maybe it's just I'm wanting to hear Opeth over the double kicks of everybody, but man, people, I've forgot what I even did on this at this point. Like, wow, wow. Said it's a classic trick for a reason. It sounds good because you hear it and you're like, what is this? This doesn't sound that good. You hear it, you feel it, you feel it, you feel it, and killer riff too, dude. Space. You got groove, you got great tone, you got great riffs, then you got the Opeth quality over the double kicks, and then you play like a southern shred type lead, you know, a blues rock thing, whatever. Like it, I just loved everything about that. Like that is Philby. And I think this is going to be the last one for tonight, Blashtoth, uh, which he confirmed that's how you pronounce it. I have no idea what to expect other than he did say something when he commented on mine about he even went a little southern, which I'm it's probably the main reason I'm like, I really want to react to this. So let's see. Let's see if I can pick out the Southern moment. Oh yeah. This is my kind of stuff right here. I heard it. Oh man, that was kind of like In Flames meets Lynyrd Skynyrd on steroids. Okay. Because that's kind of attitude that I feel like I try to play with. And then the next step, harmonizing. I really like that too, because like the drum beat changes, and when you play the same riff over a drum beat change, it adds a continuity to the song, right? But he didn't just play just the same riff, added the harmony. Just listen to it. It's a very subtle change in the drums, but if you were not listening for it actively, you might not hear it, but you would feel the change. And even playing that same riff feels different over those drums, even though it's adding a little harmony. It's still that same riff, right? But God, it's so good. That's like a little down-home duel, man. Like Allman Brothers, One Way Out, but on acid. Like, oh. The harmonized bends. Oh my God. So it's like a call and response to the riff. It's like this heavy riff, then followed by a little lead lick, right? And then the guy that just did the heavy riff, when the dude that finishes the lead lick, he does a lead lick that trades off, like the little trade-off, right? And they're trading off rhythm and lead, and then they join together in that harmonious moment. It's just... that riff behind it is really freaking cool too. The way when it changes that aggressive, that's a great riff to play over double kicks. That kind of style. That was such a great trick, dropping those drums out just for that little section while everything did that harmonic run. Listen to this. And it's like a variation of that riff, but you can hear it's like got a layer of ambience, right? You hear the riffs and dun dun dun. It's always a great trick when you're doing a riff where you have one riff playing higher up, a higher octave, playing the same thing while the bass and another guitar is playing lower, just descending stuff. Like the whole harmony changes. You're playing the same thing up here mostly, but it sounds different each time because of what it's being played over. And does that, and then when it comes back through the second time, harmonizing this part up here. Oh man. Feel that intensity? Blast off. Dude. Man. I think that's a great place to end it. Uh, Obviously, I'm going to go check out some more people's stuff, but, you know, an hour is long enough for one of these videos, I feel like. If I missed yours, don't feel bad. I watch a lot of these, and I will try to catch yours next time. Uh, I don't know, not sure when the next time will be. I don't even think I'm going to do a 153. This week is just crazy for me, and 154 might be hard as well. Uh, Maybe I'll get 154 done, and 155 will be hard. Anyway, I can't make any promises, but sorry again about this being late. I've been busy, and yeah. So, wishing you peace, love, happiness. What was it John JYJ says? Peace, love, and guitarmonies. I think that's a good one too. So, oh yeah, the green lights over here. I'm looking over here. So, see you guys.